Hello everyone. Today I will be using known TSB YouTubers to represent the 7 deadly sins, so I hope you enjoy the video. But before we start, make sure to join my Discord server. The link is in the pinned comment below. Also, let's try to get this video on the hype leaderboard, so make sure to hype the video. Alright, now let's dive in. The first deadly sin is lust, and the TSB YouTuber who represents this deadly sin is Flurry A. This YouTuber uses inappropriate avatars in his shorts and videos, and it's he because before his channel description used to be, "I'm just a guy playing the strongest battlegrounds," but he changed it. This YouTuber gets teamed on a lot, but the main reason why is because of the inappropriate avatar, so the people who team on him are doing a good thing by trying to get rid of a disgraceful sight. So, I found this in his posts, and he was asking such an obvious question like, "Bro, I can't believe there wasn't an option that said because your avatar is very inappropriate." But then, I decided to check the comments inside the post. And when I saw some of the comments, it was just sad. It's so obvious that these people are just some brainwashed 6-year-olds. Like, I really don't understand how someone could think that his inappropriate avatars are beautiful. This YouTuber is easily one of the worst TSB YouTubers out there. The next deadly sin is wrath, and the YouTuber who represents wrath is King Colin. This YouTuber rarely makes long-form videos, but he streams usually more than once a week, and once in a while he will upload a short. But the big problem is that this YouTuber crashes out a lot. Like, bro, if you want to see a whole complication of him crashing out, you could just search it up on YouTube, or you could go to this channel to see his crazy crash outs. And from the amount of crash outs and how big his crash outs are, it's pretty clear that this TSB YouTuber crashes out the most out of all TSB YouTubers. And also, he even scams his own fans out of Robux, which is insane. If you have ever watched a King Colin stream for at least 5 to 10 minutes, you will notice that a lot of people in the chat are being really toxic to King Colin, even going as far as donating just to insult him in text-to-speech. But to be fair, those people who are toxic have a valid reason to be toxic because he's a massive sore loser, and he scams his own fans out of Robux. Now we are moving on to the next deadly sin. The next deadly sin is pride, and the TSB YouTuber who represents the deadly sin of pride is Humbled. The main reason why Humbled represents the sin of pride is because he is always the one humbling, yet he is never humble himself. And if you never knew, Humbled is literally just Boomy in disguise, and if you also don't know, Boomy is the #1 TSB player in terms of skill, and Humbled hired Boomy to control his account so his gameplay looks elite, but he acts like he's doing everything by himself, which isn't true. And to make it even worse, he hires paid actors to act toxic and to team on him so that he can humble them and act like he is the best, which is just pathetic. His fans are just a bunch of dumb 6-year-olds who can't even tell that his content is staged. Having pride is very dangerous, and people won't respect you for being so prideful. Now we are moving on to the next deadly sin. The next deadly sin is gluttony, and the YouTuber that represents this deadly sin is LKY Chill. The reason why LKY Chill represents the deadly sin of gluttony is because before the Strongest Battlegrounds update, he absolutely milked the whole rizzing and playing as a girl trend. Like, bro, only reason why he has so many subscribers is because of his first-grade audience who have all the time in the world to watch his slop content. Gluttony is a very deadly sin because a person who commits this deadly sin daily first will be known as a greedy person. Second, you will be too selfish to do anything kind to anyone because you only want to help yourself. And third, you will probably be a lonely person because barely anyone wants to be friends with someone who is very greedy. And to be honest with you, I deal with this deadly sin when it comes to candy/desserts, like, bro, I ain't sharing nobody my mini Reese's. But I just want to tell you guys that now that the update is here, LKY Chill's content has been healing, so you guys can check it out. It's actually decent. Now we are moving on to the next deadly sin. The next deadly sin is Sloth, And the TSB YouTuber who represents the deadly sin of sloth is Zohar. Just in case you don't know, sloth in simple terms basically just means you are a lazy person. And the reason why Zohar represents the deadly sin of sloth is because before the update, his upload schedule was absolutely horrible. He uploaded a single video every few months, which at the time really sucked because his videos were really nice to watch when you had a snack. Being lazy isn't a good thing, because if you are lazy, you can very easily miss important things. You could miss out on rewards. And school-wise, you would probably not have good grades due to laziness. So guys, don't be lazy. Try to be a hardworking person. But now that the update is here, it seems that Zohar's upload schedule is getting better. So that is a big W for all Zohar fans, including me. Now we are moving on to the next deadly sin. The next deadly sin is envy, and the TSB YouTuber who represents envy is Giger. If you somehow don't know what envy is, in simple terms, envy is basically being jealous of someone's success or fortune. And the reason why Giger represents the deadly sin of envy is because before the TSB update, he just kept copying and copying trends without credit. And he kept doing the whole humbling toxic teamers thing, even though it was kind of obvious it was staged. Envy is a very deadly sin, because in the process of envying someone, you could hurt people around you, the person, or even yourself. And to be honest, I have problems with the deadly sin of envy because it's too hard to not envy the person who got the last slice of pizza. To avoid being envious, just try to be content with the stuff that you have. We are now moving on to the next deadly sin. The next deadly sin is greed. And the YouTuber that represents the deadly sin of greed is not a bald hero. The reason why he represents the deadly sin of greed is because before the update, when content about the strongest battlegrounds was starting to get dry, all these popular TSB YouTubers started to do this humbling trend, where basically the YouTuber is just chilling with a friend, but then someone randomly starts to attack the YouTuber, but then the YouTuber starts to destroy the random to look strong and cool. And those types of shorts did really well. But now that the update is here, not a bald hero is still doing this trend, even though there is a ton of new things to do, which shows how hungry he is for views and money. The deadly sin of greed is bad, because no one likes a greedy person. A greedy person can ruin their reputation just to get what they desire, and no greedy person is a generous person. So good luck trying to ask a favor to a greedy person, because they will probably want something big in return. Now that wraps up all the 7 deadly sins with TSB YouTubers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you have a good day today. Goodbye.